What's up, Stadia players, and welcome to the Sounds of Stadia channel. We're going to bring you a first live reaction video, except for it's not live, but we're going to record it live for us 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it to you anyway. What can go wrong? Tom, you're our maestro on the keys. You're going to bring us the video from the Ubisoft account over on YouTube, where we're going to experience the Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Or Shiny and Crow.
Valhalla!
Let's check it out and you'll get our reactions afterwards. As a caveat, Richie has not seen this yet.
Nope.
This is his first reaction live to it. Literally.
Excellent. All right, guys, should we jump into it?
Play the tape.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's play it in 3, 2, 1.
They are heartless.
Some children.
Very observant of you.
Yeah.
Having seen this already, I'm eager to see Richie's reaction when it gets there. This is like a react for me too.
He's gonna have to wash his hands after that.
The detail they get in games now is crazy.
Oh, I know.
Is the North Sea.
If this is, if it's insight into what I think we're getting, it's going to be a bloody brilliant game.
Yeah. The Vikings versus Anglo-Saxons.
They scour the lands of England. Lands they will never defend. Never love. The time has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
With red wax. That's how you know it's serious. I mean, so far it's not looking very Assassin's Creedy.
It's very much got that that Odyssey vibe there, hasn't it, Chris? Of the warring sides, which I like.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good axe throw.
Absolutely.
Here comes the dramatic rain.
And a bit of the Helm's Deep moment when he goes down. Now I thought that was somebody else at first.
Yeah.
Odin is with us!
I'm once again interested in the lore in this the character and how they work into the universe in terms of, you know, like heritage, relationship, and so on.
I kind of think they don't really need to, you know, just... I think this is part of the Assassin's Creed stuff they could probably leave behind.
It's back!
Now you're talking.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, available holiday 2020.
Beautiful.
On Google Stadia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the video. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was sold before I saw it. Now I've seen it. It's just cemented my idea that Vikings, Norse mythology, and Assassin's Creed are the perfect pairing, like cheese and wine.
Once again, not like I'm a fan already or anything, but I'm invested. This is like the perfect theme for me. Like, this is the marring. I've said it before on the podcast. Like, this is the marring of like the best mythology and an incredible franchise. This is it for me. This is literally it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Tom, you're massive on Norse mythology anyway, and I think a lot of people in the public have been re-energized by the rise of like Thor Ragnarok and the TV show Vikings. So it's definitely in the public eye right now. And yeah, I love it. I've got some facts for us as well pulled out. But before we jump onto some of the points, Richie, what was your take? First time you've seen that trailer?
Well, I'm not actually the biggest lover of Assassin's Creed. It's been a while since Assassin's Creed game actually clicked with me. And I often find the games are just full of miscellaneous fluff that actually detracts from the good stuff they try to do with the game. You mentioned the faction stuff at the start of the game. In Odyssey, I found that actually it took me out the game so much because you spent ages working up an area. You'd leave for half an hour and it's now back at war, and just kind of felt like a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's a good idea, but I'm hoping it's implemented a lot better.
Okay.
But the setting-wise, awesome. Very much in on the setting. But I don't know, I just have a bit of a rocky history with Assassin's Creed, so I'm not fully sold yet.
Okay. Before we get to the trivia quickly, I'm very interested in... there's a lot of rumors going around that in terms of map size for the game, that we're going to get like a vast area that we're going to be able to play from Scandinavia through to the British Isles, and even possibly down into mainland Europe as well. I think it's probably going to be more linked to the Scandinavia to the British Isles as opposed to going down. But if that's the case, then it's going to be brilliant, just like traversing the North Sea, for example, isn't it? Like, that's going to be brilliant.
Have you seen the North Sea? It's not exactly brilliant to travel across.
Back then, Richie, clear waters, no pollution, you never know, it must have been a lot nicer.
It's still the North Sea. I don't know, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical when games come and go, oh, it's a massive map. It's like, sometimes there's two ways you can go. Either the map can be so big, it feels like sparse, or they're just trying to cram loads of filler in to make it feel full. And neither I like. Sometimes I prefer a smaller map that is well crafted.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always a balancing act with it. I think the location in itself, I mean, they're not the largest of countries. We saw Greece was the last one, and they pretty much had that figured out. We know they've obviously picked this location carefully to balance the naval combat, which has become a big part of the AC franchise. That we're never going to go somewhere in the middle of a landlocked place, definitely not. It's such a big part, and I think Viking culture lends itself so much to the warboats, the longboats, as well, and invasions and hordes and armies and combat. And you saw in the cinematic there's lots of bloodlust and warfare going on, which again mirrors quite nicely to the Assassins versus the Templars, those kind of two factions. It's definitely the English versus the Norwegian that would appear in this one.
Massively.
I'm actually hoping, and I'm very optimistic about this, with the Hidden Blade coming back, that stealth becomes a bit more of a viable option.
Yeah.
Odyssey, one of the things for me, you had to go the action route. Stealth was useful, but there were certain encounters. Like, I always remember one of the things that really annoyed me was there was a boar I was hunting. I could see it, but until I entered the specific area, I couldn't do any damage to it, and that just felt badly coded, to be honest.
I think one of the things I've recognised as the Assassin's Creed games have progressed is obviously certain features have been eliminated from it, and that's probably down to fan feedback and so on. Like the whole blending in mechanic of going through the crowds and suddenly hoods up and you're walking, so on there. Whether that would be something here, because we know Vikings are very famous for raiding, for pillaging. The stealth part of that, the blending in, doesn't lend itself so well to that. But the stealth in the essence of stealthily attacking a village or something is obviously very important.
Yeah, there's always been elements of stealth, but it's when you got certain encounters that force you into playing one way. Because I think that's one of the reasons why Odyssey probably didn't sit well with me, to be honest. I didn't really get into it. Yeah. Because for me, it's an Assassin's Creed game. I wanted to play as an assassin and do more stealth. Then several key story beats where I was basically forced into playing a more action-heavy style. And it's probably why the controls never felt great, because that's not how I've been playing up to that point.
Yeah. All right.
The franchise has certainly, I think, gone down two separate paths. You've got your traditional Assassin's Creed lovers who are looking for the stealth and the more potentially linear progression, whereas the reality is that it's evolved into an open world RPG. It's taken a lot of inspiration from games like The Witcher, and I again was a bit iffy on it to start with, but after playing Origins and Odyssey, I'm totally in for this direction they're going in. I think it's breathed fresh life into the franchise. It allows them to go bigger on scope, and I think it just brings it more to the 21st century kind of gameplay that Ubisoft have been funneling all their games into.
Yeah, I'm not saying the game's bad in any way, shape, or form. I just always get a little bit annoyed when the game presents itself going, oh, he's a handful of different play styles, then actually only one or two of them are really viable.
Okay.
Do you want some facts then, lads?
Yeah, I was going to say, before we wrap up, we'll just get our quick takes on it, and then we'll end the video after the facts there. So, my quick take on it, very hyped for it, massive lover of Norse mythology, love the Assassin's Creed games. I'm very interested to see what they're doing with the gods in it as well, and how they refer to the gods. But overall, yeah, very hyped for it, definitely going to be a purchase from me. Richie?
I'm very much in regarding the lore and the setting of it. Skeptical on the map size, and I need to see some gameplay before I can commit.
And finally to Chris.
I'm totally. I was sold beforehand anyway because of how much I loved Odyssey and Origins. I think bringing in the Norse gods. I know we all got a kick of that from God of War 2018. That being injected, this is clearly going to happen. Some of the facts I've got first. So the main protagonist is called. It's pronounced Eivor. Spelled E-I-V-O-R, but it's pronounced Eivor. You can choose whether he's male or female, so we've got that split character option again, very RPG. Customization options allow you to change his hair, his clothing, his war paint, and more. The game takes place across Norway and England.
Okay.
Anticipated. It takes place in 3 major cities. Visit London, Winchester, and Jorvik, which for those who know is the city of York.
Fantastic.
Current English name. You can dual wield almost any combination of weapons. Each piece of gear is unique. Gear can be upgraded, customized, and can use the same equipment from the beginning to the end if you want to. So there's none of this kind of your sword snapped in half or it becomes blunt and you have to discard it, which I know, Richie, that was your begrudges with Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Yeah. You can learn new abilities through a system mechanically similar to a skill tree, which we would expect. What you can accomplish, more about gear and skills, not just character levels, and distinguish those paths separately. So you've got brutal, crunchy, and weighty is how the combat's been described. You have a longship you can use to go on raids.
Yep.
Your longship has a crew, including warriors, which you can also customize, like a class.
Yeah.
Assaults are based on set-piece moments, so there's a big difference from raids to involve attacks and fortifications. So, as we've seen in Assassin's Creed, you've got your forts, your settlements. This potentially could be where the stealth element comes into it a bit more, where you can approach it in many, many different ways. Interestingly enough, you build your own settlement, which serves as a base, very Metal Gear Solid style. Your clan and other recruits live in your settlement. So there's going to be obviously evolvements over there as well. Hidden Ones and Order of the Ancients, aka the Assassins and the Templars, are in the game, obviously. They wouldn't want to uproot too much from that.
Yeah.
At some point, the protagonist does meet the Assassins and he'll work with them, and probably how he gets the Hidden Blade. Some key figures, there's going to be King Alfred of Wessex, later known as Alfred the Great. A few historians out there. He's going to be the antagonist.
The antagonist? So the antagonists.
And for anyone who is totally enamored and still in love with the future story from the Assassin's Creed franchise, our lovely friend Layla is returning in the present day to continue the story that started in Origins through to Odyssey and now into Valhalla. So hopefully we're going to see a culmination of that. I know a lot of people have been saying this is almost going to be a trilogy of Assassin's Creed games from the Origins all the way through kind of all the great mythologies of the past. Ubisoft Montreal is the lead development on the game. But they have worked with 14 other studios as well in collaboration, which we know Ubisoft, they're fantastic for that. They've got studios and branches all over the globe, and they utilise them if and when, and that's the power of being a massive AAA publisher. You can just dip in and ask for support if and when. It is a cross-gen game coming to PS5, Xbox, Stadia as well announced, as well as old gen, coming holiday 2020. So my guess is Stadia, it's got to be day and date with it, right? Mm-hmm. But more importantly, looks like a fantastic game. I'm sold. I've already said it. I love it all.
A lot of the facts you just said actually put my mind a bit more at ease, especially with map size, with it basically not France isn't involved. Because again, if you're going across 3 countries, the map size would absolutely be huge, but largely just the North Sea.
Yep.
And there's nothing in it. There's nothing in the North Sea apart from shopping trolleys.
That's a fish.
But yeah.
Great stuff.
I do kind of want to go back in Odyssey. I'm waiting for it to come out in Pro Deal for Stadia.
It'll be a Pro Deal soon.
At some point it will do.
Yeah.
But fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
More games is only better, right? Thank
Yeah,
you
I'm intrigued.
for your eternal support with Stadia as we go forward. But yeah, if that's that for everyone else, that's it from me. I'm looking forward to it. Got my eye on the collector's edition.
Absolutely.
No doubt on the podcast.
We'll see it when it comes out. Yep.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in for our Assassin's Creed Valhalla reaction to the trailer. I hope you stay tuned for future content. Check us out on youtube.com/Sounds of Stadia. Keep your eyes on the Twitter feed as well, @Sounds of Stadia, so you're kept in the loop with all the news. But more importantly, thank you very much. My name's been Chris.
I've been Tom.
I've been Richie.
We've been Sounds of Stadia, reacts to something for a change. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.